From not being able to get ready, you got ready on time. I know when I came round to the room, you were terrified you wouldn't be able to speak. You spoke beautifully. So if you take that as a law of averages, there are far more people who are... They won't all notice you, but for those who do, far more people are going to think good things of you than bad things. Now, with counselling, with help, and I'm sure your mother's illness impacts on you as well.
Yeah.
And there are people who can help you through that, and your dad, and in fact the whole family.
Can I just add, I'd like to thank this lady here, Angel.
Angel, is this your friend?
Yeah, stand up, Angel.
Stand up, Angel, where are you? What's this lady done?
We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Angel.
Why? What did Angel do?
Angel, who wrote to you.
You contacted us?
Yeah. Well done, Angel.
Are you... Are you proud of her?
I am, yeah. It's took a lot of guts for her to come out here. She has... we've been out before on a night and she has sometimes had the confidence. But then someone said something and she's lost it. She's lost the confidence, but it's took a lot of guts for her to come out here today.
Absolutely. So for everybody who says anything, remember this moment. And you'll remind her of it as well, won't you?
Yeah.
Like, you bet I will. OK, thank you. All right. Now, I think your mum's still on the phone. Margaret, your daughter's been around the studio. She shook hands with people who complimented her, and Angel seems to think it's a big step. What do you want to say to her?
Sarah, I love you. I love you very much, and I don't want you to keep worrying because you're lovely.
And are you proud of her?
I am, yes. I am, Tricia. I am proud of her, and I just wanted to be better.
OK. And I think we're all proud of her, aren't we? Do you know what? Tears, mascara, let the tears win. Talk to our counsellors about how you can get some ongoing help with this, and if we can put you in touch with someone in your area. But I actually think you'll look back at this. When you get the tape of this, you'll look back at this and see this as a big turning point. If you can do what you did today, you can do just about anything. Deal? Good luck. Well, next, Emma. Her mum can't understand why her daughter is 14 years old and over 14 stones in weight. Emma explains.
I'm unhappy with the way I look and I really don't want to get any bigger, but the problem is my mum thinks I'm eating this, but I'm really eating this.
After the break, Emma's mum Val on why she wants the weight gain to stop. Do you feel trapped in your relationship? Is it time to get out? Perhaps every time you think about leaving, another baby just seems to happen. Is your partner emotionally blackmailing you? Perhaps mates are telling you to dump the one you love. And if you're stuck in a rut, would rather be single, or you're looking for another lover, call 0900 9 11 11 99. 0900 9 11 11 99. Email trisha@itv.com or text the word Trisha plus your name to 83088. Welcome back. My next guest, Val, says for every year her daughter has been alive, she's put on a stone in weight. Well, she's now just over 14 stones. Val's here to find out why her daughter, who claims she eats next to nothing, is so overweight. And I think if you saw that bit of tape at the end of the last part of the show, you might understand why. Let's see if Val saw that. Welcome, Val. Did you see that piece of tape your daughter did?
Yeah, I can't believe it.
Why? What did you think she was eating then? Come on, what did you think she was...
She's my daughter, and you believe your daughter.
Well, what did
You
she say
trust
she was
her.
eating?
Well, I know when she's with me, she
well, I know what she eats because she has salads and she has jacket potatoes and she has no butter and she has no, you know, no fattening things.
Right.
And I don't have it in the house because I am paranoid about her weight. I have been.
Since when have you been paranoid about her weight?
From the age of about 1.
1? Why at 1? Was she overweight or?
I found that, you know, like you have like the kiddies' toys and like, you know, they have like the lift up lids. Well, she'd come back and I'd go, what are you going? And I'd open the lid and there'd be biscuits and there'd be jammy dodgems in there and there'd be all
How old was she when this was happening?
She was about 4. But she'd
So
go
she was
out
stashing food already
Yeah.
in her toys?
Yeah.
So wherever there was food, she'd sniff it out and she'd get it? Now, you and your husband are divorced.
Yeah, we are.
So you're saying when she's with you, she's eating the salads. What happens when she's with him, do you suspect?
Yeah. I do, because...
Well, what do you think she's doing when she's living with your husband?
Well, I hope that she carries it on, but she obviously don't, because I see Emma weekends and through the school holidays.
Right.
So when I go and pick her up on the Friday, she comes out the door and I think, Emmy, you look bigger this week.
How do you feel when you're walking down the road with her?
I'm proud of her. She's my daughter.
But what about getting clothes and things like that, the fashions?
Clothes, I really, really, really try. She's got a good eye for clothes, she has, but sometimes I think, well, Emmy, you're a bit on the big side to wear that, really.
What, look,
I
you mean the crop tops? You didn't wear the crop tops?
Yeah, I mean, I admire any big lady that feels good and they're confident in, then great.
I'm waiting
fine.
for the but here. But?
But I know Emmy's...
Is she
rather
affected
bigger.
by it? Do you think she thinks people are looking at her? Is she self-conscious?
She's really lucky that she's in the environment where no one really taunts her about her weight.
But is she self-conscious about her weight, or is it you?
I think me mostly.
Tell me about you and your eating habits. What are you?
Me
are you
and
a sort
my,
of-
yeah, well, I'm paranoid about putting on weight anyway because my nan was 22 stone, and
Have you
she's
always been like this? Have you always been really careful with what you
really
eat?
careful, really careful.
Well, let's meet her and find out what's happening for her. Please welcome 14-year-old Emma. Hi, Emma. So have you heard all this before from your mum?
Parts of it, yeah, but some of it has come quite new to me.
Oh, which bits were new?
How she felt, really.
You didn't know she was worried about you?
No.
Have you not said that before?
I've maybe not so bluntly. I've always said, well, you don't really need that, Emma. You don't really need to eat this. You don't really need to eat that. Not really.
So when you're with your mum, oh bless you, you're all teary now. What's upsetting? You didn't know it got to her quite as much. So when you're with your mum, is it the salads? Do you eat differently at home? I might grab a chair and come up and sit next to you. You know, you're living with your dad most of the time. Now, we've got your dad on the phone. Hi, Russell.
Hello, Tricia.
Does Emma have a different diet when she's living with you during the week?
Yes.
What can you tell me about that diet? He's going to dob you in now. Can you tell me
Hello,
about...
Emma.
What does she eat?
Emma, when she comes in from school, she'll be straight to the fridge, have a sandwich, crisps, a chocolate bar.
Right.
Then she'll have a tea, but a tea is quite healthy.
Yeah.
But then also, after a tea, maybe she'll go out with her friends for a couple of hours, come in about, you know, normal kids' time, about 9 o'clock.
Right.
Watch a bit of TV and then say, Dad, what can I have for supper? And then that's obviously without what I've seen Emma eat during the day, because I'm not here in the mornings, I'm at work, and Emma gets herself up, but I do notice some crisps and chocolate bars are missing from the cupboard in the morning for her breakfast, I think.
All right, now you've given us just a run through. In the week you get yourself ready, and the weekend you have a full English brekkie. Who cooks that?
My dad's girlfriend.
Right, your dad's girlfriend. Lunch at school, chicken and chips, pizza and a drink. You always seem to find money for a chocolate bar, apparently. Dinner, proper meal, chicken, pasta, peas, potato, pizza and chips. That's pretty heavy on the stodgy stuff. Do you just have salads when you're with your mum? Would you normally have salads and vegetables and fruit and lots of water to drink?
When I'm with Mum, I probably what she eats, normally like salads and things. But at home, I can vary sometimes. I could have vegetables or pie, and then some days I could have chips. Or
So you eat more stodgy food when you're at your dad's?
yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
Emma usually goes to the fridge and she goes, "What we got?" And that's just it. And then we shut the door and she, "You got any crisps?" "No, I don't have them. I just don't have them in the house because I know they'll be there to be eaten."
So if you
I mean, I love chocolate.
But you don't have it in the house, it'll be eaten.
Just don't have it in the house.
Yes, let me come over here. Yeah.
I just wanted to say, Emma seems to be the only one who's mentioned anything about health. I mean, I'm not being funny or anything, but you just seem to be more obsessed about her looks. You know, you say, like, as she was growing up, I was really worried, oh, she's putting on weight. Emma's the only one who's worried about her health.
I was going to come into that, but I was interrupted with that. But this was something else that I was going to say to Emma, is because each year, obviously, when the stone's been put on, there's going to be a time when there's going to be 1 year when that stone is not going to be able to
it has an effect
go
on her health.
Which is...
Thank you. Thank you for that. Is that how you feel, Emma?
Yeah, but I do want help with it.
You do?
But I do think they should step back a bit and let me do it on my own.
Ah.
I relate to this girl so much. My mum is a size 12, 14, and she's always saying, "Oh, Miranda, lose a bit of weight, lose a bit of weight." But you're thinking, when she tells me that, the more she makes it an issue, the more I want to go to the fridge. It's like, if you step back and stop making it such an issue, she'll forget about it and just like go out.
Can you talk to her dad about what you have in the fridge? Right, well, you're on the phone there, Russell. Could you change what you buy?
Yes, I could, and I would be gladly to give Emma all the support I can. Because,
but will you change what's in the fridge? You might lose some weight as well.
Yeah, it could be good for the pair of us.
Yeah!
I was just going to say, you're very quick to like point out where she's going wrong, but do you ever like compliment her good aspects or anything?
Emma's got one of the most loveliest personalities I've ever known, and she's considerate. In fact, she takes everyone's feelings into consideration.
That's why she's got the weight problem. It's not going to make things any easier. Every family has somebody who absorbs the feelings. And those people often, not always, but often have problems with weight. So, what are you going to do, Emma?
Hopefully I should go away and think about what everybody said and put it into
And take everybody's feelings into consideration and bury mine again, and then when I open the fridge, there'll just be a chocolate bar and I'll stick my head in it. What do you want to do? What do you want to do when you leave school?
Be a lawyer.
A lawyer? So you're one of the brainy ones?
Yeah.
Are you? What are you good at school?
Art and geography, and I'm in top for science, English and maths.
Maths? My God, I admire you if you can do maths. Why do you want to be a lawyer?
I just find it really interesting. And
but what do lawyers do that makes you think, wow?
I think they're like a quite high standard, and
They're a high standard. Do they sort things out?
Yeah, and I think they're more organised and they've got like less things to worry about than other people.
What you could talk about, and if we pay for it, is a session with a nutritionist. And maybe we can get that nutritionist to go around the supermarket with you and start learning how to shop, so you can give your dad a list of what's out there rather than having to just put your hands on what's in there. Something balanced, something that gives you a few of the treats, but something that will keep you going through the week and help you with those moods. You can have naughty foods that aren't that naughty. Is that something you'd like?
Yeah.
So you can take control of what happens at home, damn it. You can make him lose weight.
Yeah.
And what about when you go to your mum's, you do a little bit of shopping and you bring in one or two of those naughty things she doesn't allow, so that she can learn to let go and let go of control and indulge herself now and again. What about that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah? Is that something you can do?
Yes, I'd be happy to do that, take Emma and let her educate me in healthy eating. I'd love to. And if it helps Emma, then that's fine.
It will do. And what about you? Are you willing to indulge with her in some of those things and have a laugh?
Big time.
Cream cake fight. Not all the time, but every so often.
I work for a chocolate company.
And you never eat the products.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying about is giving more control to Emma, not less.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay, if you have a word with our counsellor, and then we'll talk to our producers about setting you up for a session and maybe a follow-up session with a nutritionist so you can take back some control.
Okay, thank you.
And you don't need this, you're beautiful. You don't need this big coat on.
I said that to her today. I said, why you don't need that?
Because you want to cover up.
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah, she's got some little skirts.
She feels comfortable in that.
So,
So she took control.
good.
All right?
Yeah.
Good luck. You've got to follow through with that. Well, after the break, we talked to Jez. Now, she's only been married for 1 year, but she's already separated from her husband. Now, Jez believes he's had affairs, and today she wants the truth before she even considers taking him back. Don't go away. Welcome back. Now, a show we've got coming up is about being trapped by your lover. Do you feel trapped in your relationship? Is it time to get out? Perhaps every time you think about leaving, hey-ho, another baby comes along. Is your partner emotionally blackmailing you? Would you rather be single than tied up in marriage? Perhaps your mates are telling you to dump the one you love. Well, if you're stuck in a rut, call us on 0900 911 1199, 0900 911 1199, or remember you can text my name Tricia and then your name to 83088. That's 83088. Well, back to today's show, and here's what's happened so far.
I wanted to make something of her life. I don't want to waste life in that room all the while. I wanted to help her mother. She's got to do it or she's got to go.
I hate myself.
Why do you have, what's wrong with yourself? What do you think's wrong with yourself?
Everything.
Why would people in their busy lives stop all of that to notice someone who, bless you, my darling, doesn't mean anything to them? Well, after 9 months of marriage, Jez and Paul have already split up. Jez says that she's convinced her husband Paul's cheated on her behind her back, and today she wants the truth before she'll even consider taking him back. So to find out more, let's welcome Jez. Jez, let's go back to the beginning. How did you and Paul meet?
We actually worked together in a bar. He's my supervisor a little while ago.
Is that the very first time you met?
The very first time we met, yeah. This is about 5 years ago now.
When you met him, were the two of you in relationships?
Yes. Yes, we were both in serious relationships.
So you had a partner?
He had his partner as well, so yeah.
So
we liked each other, but
yeah.
Nothing was done, said. It wasn't never acted upon. We were both serious in our relationship, so and it was left, and I actually moved away for a couple of years.
Oh.
So and then we bumped into each other again.
So you were both free?
Yeah, we were
bumped
both
in together.
No, not really. He still had a girlfriend at the time, which the day I bumped into him again, he actually broke up with her.
He finished with her?
He finished with her as soon as I left the pub. So he actually phoned her and broke up with her there and then. So.
Okay, so how was it working with the guy? I don't know, were you fancy? Were you dating? What was the state of things?
When we met each other for
the
second time?
Yeah.
Actually, no. I mean, all we did was swap numbers. We both went off our different directions, and then I think about 4 or 5 days later, I got a phone call saying his boss wanted to offer me a job. And as soon as I wasn't happy in my own job, I decided I would go and check it out anyway. And we ended up chatting and just got reacquainted. And I think it was about a week after that, on his birthday, we got together.
You are both working in a bar. I'm just thinking of a bar atmosphere, lots of chatting and flirting and what have you. How was that for you?
Well, it didn't bother me at first. I was the same. Yeah, I was just as flirtatious as he was behind the bar. We both come from the same atmosphere and background, and we're practically the same.
But when did it start?
When it started
annoying
bothering me was a few months into it. His boss would throw in the odd comment, so I've seen him flirting with this girl. maybe a couple of the punters would say the same.
Now, things have got so bad with this, your jealousy, and his, what, flirting? Fibbing?
Not so, lying. Definitely lying. I mean, the flirting, as I saw, come with part of the job.
But the fibbing?
But the fibbing was a big thing, yeah.
Big fibs, little fibs?
All sorts. All sorts. To the point that he doesn't realise he's lying.
What do you want to say to him?
I need the lies to stop. I've had enough. I need to know that he's not cheated on me. Which
Do
obviously
you think he might have cheated?
I don't think since we've been married. But
when the two of you first got together?
When we first got together, I truly believe there was something there.
Is that something you need to know about?
I need to, yeah.
So what will you do? If you're already split up, he comes out, he says, oh, yeah, OK, I cheated.
If he has, it's over. I mean, it's
You'd finish with him?
Yeah, definitely. I couldn't live. I mean, I can work on the trust issues now, but knowing that he's actually been with somebody else since I've been with him, I couldn't get over that. I don't think I could, no.
Well, let's hear his side of the story.
Okay, yeah.
Please welcome Paul.
I've just got to tell you that we need stuff to be sorted out. This is serious, you know. I mean, I need you to be truthful and honest with me. I need to know that you haven't ever gone beyond my back whatsoever. You know, I mean, we've got a fantastic home, we've got a fantastic baby, and I think we work good together. But at the same time, it's got to stop. Something's got to give.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah, fair enough. But there's no point in you keep accusing me of lying all the time. And cheating all the time.
But you do, and I don't accuse you of cheating all the time.
No, but
I mean,
it's still there.
There are
you think I slept with
situations.
someone else?
When we first got together, I do, yeah.
Yeah, I thought you slept with someone else when we first got together.
So
You know
I mean,
we
how
need
do
to sort
do it?
things
We
out,
do.
otherwise we're just going to go.
I know.
And then that's just.
I think it's worth saving. I really do think it's worth
hopefully it is.
saving. But
So did you sleep with somebody else at the beginning of the relationship?
Never.
Did you sleep with someone
No,
else?
I've not slept with anyone.
But you've been accused of it. Why do you think? Flirting's part of the job?
Because I'm flirtatious. I work behind the bar. I'm a good barman. I flirt. Get money behind the bar. That's what I've been told. That's the way I've been trained.
So what actually have you seen that has told you? What evidence of...
sly little looks. Sly little comments like, yeah, okay.
But
you know, when he's been with his mates,
Isn't that just boys being boys?
It is, yeah. And
have you
believe
caught
me, I've
him
excused
with a
it.
woman? Or?
No. Believe me, I've excused it myself. I have passed it off as myself, you know.
But what have you seen, Jess?
I've seen him basically looks in front of my face, like I've just told you. The relief manager that was there. I found phone numbers. I found a phone number in my house, on the top of my cupboard in my kitchen.
Well, whose was that? How did that get there?
Well, I don't know how it got on top of the wardrobe, but I remember the phone number because I said to Jez, I've got, you know, when she asked me about it, I told her I got the phone number. But the phone number of the girl whose number it was, Jez doesn't like anyway because they can't stand each other.
Because she fancies you.
I can't have any girl's phone number because I'm accused of sleeping with them.
Whether they're colleagues
I can't have any girlfriends at all because I'm accused of sleeping with them.
But you don't normally have girlfriends.
I did have girlfriends.
Before
I never
knew any of them. You never introduced me to any of your girlfriends, never introduced me to any
Why
of your
didn't you
mates.
introduce her to them then, Paul?
Jez knew most of my mates. You knew most of my girlfriends. You knew everyone
I knew
in
of them.
Fulham.
The
You
ones
knew
that I
people I knew.
The ones that I knew, right, your friend, now, I mean, your friend that you slept with just before I got on the scene, right, you'd made out to me that it was you'd been friends for years and that you'd slept with her years ago. That's how you made it out to me. And then all of a sudden I find out a couple of months later, once we'd moved into the second pub, right, that you'd slept with her only the day before I got on the scene, right? And then all of a sudden, loads of stuff kicks up, clothes are being bought for you, she's meant to be saying that she's pregnant, this, that and the other, and loads of stuff were kicked up. And this is meant to be a friend of yours, you know.
Are you more upset that he didn't come clean at the word go? Were you scared of losing, Jez?
Yes, I was. Because I waited like 5 years to have a relationship with Jez.
You wanted a relationship when you first met her?
I did.
How much does this relationship mean to you?
It means the world to me. It
I
means
know
everything.
to people who watching this and listening to this, it's going to sound like a huge leap that I'm making, but I'm doing this for a very good reason, because I'm very interested in both of you. But from where you've come from, Paul, age 13, where were you living?
I was on the streets.
How the hell did you look after yourself, 13-year-old kid?
I was nicking things, breaking into cars.
Where were you sleeping?
Public toilets, benches.
What, just lying on the floor in a public loo?
No, I wouldn't go to sleep. I'd sit on the toilet all night.
And
Lock the door.
Where did you get food?
I'd shoplift bars of chocolate. I was eating chocolate for about a year.
Weren't you scared that someone was going to get you?
No.
You weren't?
I didn't care at the time.
Could that be a reason, we're talking about little white lies, could that be a reason that little white lies have become a way of existing? I don't know, I have to say I don't think he's cheated. I'm going to say that up front. But it's the behaviour that you find unsettling, and I'm trying to get an understanding here of maybe why that behaviour's come about.
Well, I've lied all my life to get what I wanted when I was younger, because I had to.
You had to?
Yeah, so it is now part of life. I need help for my lying.
Can I suggest to you, you probably think the easiest way to sort this out is for you to do a lie detector test, is it? Or is it?
Not necessarily.
Thank you, that's nice to hear. What do you think, Paul?
Well, I'll do one if you want me to do one, but I just don't think I should have to do one.
You have trust issues. I'm sure before you met Paul, all men were...
untrustworthy.
Thank you. All human beings on the planet were similar words. Okay, you both have trust issues. You've both come from a situation where you felt you've had to survive in one way or another. And you've both, if you like, still carrying your spears and your shields and everything you need to do is fight, except now you're in peacetime. You don't know how not to be at peace with yourselves. Yeah. What I'm going to suggest to you is that, and we'll talk to our producers about this, that if you want this, you know, counselling is not for everybody, but if you want a situation where you can one-to-one, not as a couple, one-to-one, talk about how you make that transition to who you were and who you feel you want to be now, and you do some work on that. If once you've done that, you still feel a lie detector test needs to take place, then fine. Let me give you a word of warning. For Paul, where little white lies have been a way of existing, I think it would be an extremely scary and challenging thing to do, and I'm not entirely sure it's necessary. Paul, we haven't got time to go through everything that you've been through, but just from me, and I don't fancy him, I'm just saying congratulations from the journey you've made. If ever there was that walking through the valley of evil and coming out the other side and having a beautiful lady like this, and I'm sure an equally beautiful baby, I'd like to think somewhere along the line you might decide that bar work isn't for you, get a lot of help, go through whatever counselling you need, and I would love for somebody like you to be back in the system, if you like, helping other young people who are in a similar situation.
That's one thing
Just a wish I have. Was that something you would like to do?
Yeah.
If I can be of any help of you along the way, I sincerely would like to be.
Yeah, I appreciate
and
that.
I mean that.
People could really benefit from them.
Okay, if you have a similar problem to any of today's guests or feel trapped in a relationship you can't get out of, call our dilemma line. The number's 0900 266 33 55. That's 0900 266 33 55. Or you can email me with your daytime phone number. That's trisha@itv.com. I'd like to say a big thank you to our audience today. Thank you very much. Okay, keep watching for the guys over at This Morning. Bye-bye.
This Morning exclusive next. These are easy for me to say. Heather Mills-McCartney gives her first live interview for 18 months. Plus, there's a special Beat the Stylist. It's John Scott versus Philip. Then, following the lunchtime news, the List Women at 1.